After threat calls to Ambani and family, the CRPF personnel have been deployed outside Ambani's residence in Tilia in Mumbai. And now this comes after a person has been detained by the cops in connection with the case. Remember, the Ambanis had in fact received a threat call, and this threat call happened at one of the hospitals that is owned by the Ambanis. And after that threat call, they were 8 in number that were received, is when we hear of a detention of one person in this particular case. Remember, this happening on the 15th of August. We are celebrating the Independence Day, and we hear of threat calls that have been made to Ambani and family. My colleague Harman Gomes now joins me on the broadcast. Harman, what do we know about the detention that has been made in this particular case, and also the details about this person who's been detained by the police, by the CRPF?
Well, yes. In fact, there's a statement that has been issued by the Reliance Hospital, and it says, and I quote, "As we concluded our flag hoisting ceremony at the hospital, that is when they received 8 to 9 calls from the same callers threatening our chairman between 10:45 a.m. till 12 noon, right after Mumbai Police was alerted, and the FIR is being lodged, and the further investigation is on court." So clearly a statement coming in saying that during this period of time, there were multiple calls, 8 to 9 calls that were made from the same number. We do know that one person has right now been detained from the Dahisar area, but he has not been arrested yet. Now the process of filing the FIR is currently on. I'm right now at the DB Marg police station where the official complaint has been lodged. There is the staff from the Reliance Hospital who are present here inside. There are the CRPF personnel also who guard the Antilya, which is the residence of the Ambani here in Mumbai, who are right now having a discussion with the investigating officers. But the process of whether the person will be arrested or not it remains to be seen. But currently one does not know the identity of the person, considering the sort of their perception that surrounds the case.
Harman, just take us through the details of this particular threat calls that we're talking about. Remember, we were, taking our viewers through how there were 8 calls that were made, these threat calls that were actually, and we are putting out the details for our viewers on the screen also. The timings at the, when the calls really were made, and now because of certain sources, this particular detention has been made by the CRPF. Just take us through what really happened here.
Well, yes, it was this morning when the staff at the hospital were celebrating the Independence Day, and when they were about to conclude, that is when the statement in which they have issued says that between 10:45 a.m. in the morning till up till 12 noon, there were 8 to 9 calls that were received. Now, these were received on the landline number, on the official number of the Reliance Hospital. All of that had, the person who had made these calls had threatened not just Mr. Mukesh Ambani, the businessman, but also his family members. But considering that in the past too, we do know that there was a threat perception. We do know of how the gelatin sticks in the past were found outside Antilya, the residence of the Ambani. So clearly the Mumbai Police was not taking this slow. Post that, you had the Mumbai Police trying to track down from where exactly were these calls made, because at that point it was not yet known whether the calls were made from Mumbai or whether it was outside of Maharashtra. Subsequent to that, after they managed to trace, they managed to detain one person from the Dahisar area, which is from the suburbs in Mumbai. Now the investigation is currently on. The FIR is yet to be lodged. Now, what was the exact reason for doing so? Why were there 8 to 9 calls made? Did he try to attempt to do something similar in the past? What is the identity of this person? That is something that the Mumbai Police is currently investigating. They're extremely tight-lipped. The only official comment that has come in from the Mumbai Police is that one detention has taken place, and it is believed to be the same person who made those multiple calls.
Okay.